It is a great honor to be with you again. In today's video we will talk about, why does your cat eat another cat's food? And what to do. Let's start. If you have 2 or more cats, you may find yourself in the situation where one steals the other's food. Have you observed that one of your cats eats more than the other or does not let him eat? If so, it may be that one of them eats slower or prefers to take short breaks while he eats, situations that the other takes advantage of to steal his food. In this video we explain why your cat eats the other cat's food and what you can do about it, since this situation can cause the cat that eats less to develop health problems. 1. Why does your cat eat the other cat's food? The causes. Cats are special when it comes to eating. Normally, they do not like to be disturbed and prefer to eat quietly and without onlookers. For this, it is recommended to offer them a calm and quiet place, totally away from the urination area, that is, their litter box. Let's review the most common situations in which this can occur below to explain what may be happening. If one of your cats has other food because it has other nutritional needs and eats, for example, food for neutered cats, diet food, food for sensitive cats, etc., it is likely that the thief likes this food more specific for the simple fact of being different from yours, because it has flavorings that make it more palatable or because its taste is more exquisite and you do not like hers. If you add too much food and one cat eats more than the other, it is possible that one of the cats simply eats the amount that his body needs and the other eats more. In this case, the cat who steals the other's food is likely to be overweight or even obese and to show other symptoms such as anxious eating and vomiting afterward. If both eat the same and are totally healthy, the reason why one cat eats the other cat's food is in the hierarchy. Cats that belong to the same social group establish complex hierarchies in which they can occupy different ranks or possess different territories, which in a home can be objects, furniture, rooms. Cats are very territorial animals. Thus, it may be that one of them occupies a higher rank than the other and, therefore, can allow himself to steal the food that he wants. If you put less food on them than it needs, it is totally normal for the cat with a higher hierarchical rank to steal the other's food. In this case, you will notice the opposite of the previous point. The cat that eats less will be thin, down, tired. If they do not get along and, in general, tend to compete for territory and resources, the weakest cat will be the one that ends up eating the least. This happens when cats share everything, so it is important that each cat has its own things. 2. What to do to prevent one cat from eating the other's food? Whether your cat eats the other's food because it steals it or because the other leaves it, it is important to establish rules and a routine when it comes to eating to avoid a possible overfeeding or, on the contrary, a lack of nutrients. If one of your cats has special needs, such as a digestive disease, it is essential that he can safely eat his food and that it is not stolen. Establish a routine and separate meals. The first thing you should know is that cats are animals that prefer to eat several times a day. Thus, you must identify the amount of food that your cats need to distribute it in several feeds. Once the amount that each cat needs has been identified according to its age and activity level, as well as the total daily feedings, it is best to set a schedule and be strict because cats hate changes, especially in their routine. Also, it is important that each cat has its own plate. If the cats get along and you haven't identified one as weaker or submissive than the other, you can feed them at the same time and at the same time, but each cat at its own feeder. While they eat, observe them from a distance to check the relationship between them and, above all, to identify the cause that leads one of them to steal food from the other. If the problem was that they did not have a schedule or that they shared a bowl of food, you will see that with these small changes the problem will end. Feed them in separate rooms. When 2 cats get on badly, for whatever reason, it is difficult to get them to eat in peace in the same room. Therefore, to prevent a cat from eating the other cat's food, it is best to feed them in totally separate rooms and even close the doors if you see it necessary. If there is a hierarchy between them, it is advisable to feed the cat with a higher social rank first to avoid that he feels the need to take food from the other. 3. What happens if an adult cat eats puppy food? The difference between kitten food and adult cat food is the percentage of protein, fat and carbohydrates. Puppy food contains more fat because kittens are more active than adults and burn more energy. If you give an adult cat puppy food, it is very likely that he will get fat, since he will not be able to burn all the fat that he has eaten in excess. If an adult cat and a puppy coexist in your house, it is important that you control their food well. Both adults and children must receive a diet appropriate to their age. In addition, puppies need special puppy food, with a different composition, to help their rapid growth rate until approximately 12 months. To do this, Make sure that both cats have 2 feeders and that neither steals the other's food. If you liked this video, share it on your WhatsApp, as well as on your social networks, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now please write us a comment. I send you a big hug. Don't forget to also ask for advice on the link in the description of this video, where it says click here. Thanks.